Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Hey, go! Bring me down. Can't none bring me.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh, we're supposed to be singing. Can't nothing bring me down because I'm happy. Because I'm happy.
Happiness is the truth.
Because I'm.
Come along if you feel that's what you gotta do.
Because I'm
happy.
That's the first time you decided to sing in the background. You know what kind of lady you are. Always dogging the lead. That's all right. You ain't saying happy, not one time.
I don't know that part.
That's the doggone
Happy,
background.
happy.
No,
happy.
I bet you know the lead.
Yeah, it's all
Yeah, see, that's my point. Hi, everybody. Pardon us. Welcome to another spiritual session Sunday with Norwood Young and
Debbie Gray.
yeah.
Yep.
So I hope everybody's week has been an amazing one. Mine has been a week from hell. A week from hell. And because of the bestie here giving me a pep talk to come on today is why I'm here. And she encouraged me to refocus my feelings into gratitude. And that is why I'm here. Because when I tell you, did you have a crazy week this week?
I've had a crazy couple of weeks.
Okay, yeah, well, yeah, but mine came to the surface.
Yeah, it came to a head
this week. I had to fire one of my musicians at the very last minute from 2 gigs. Then I had to go against one of my cardinal rules, and that's to never hit a stage without rehearsing. But because my back was against the wall, I had to trust that my bass player would learn the music for a performance that ended up being probably one of my favorite shows in the 3 years I've been here.
Standing ovation.
Standing ovations and encores.
Encores, screaming encores.
Wait, yeah. but it's not so much as the encore, but the law is we have to be finished by 9 p.m. At 5 minutes to 9, when I ended the song, I was being really, careful about the time and obeying the law. These fools in the room were like screaming, "What? Why, Lord, too much." So so we chance going to jail. So all this stress was really worth it.
It was really worth it, and all the faith. And I said that to him today. All the faith you have in Spirit when your back's against the wall. Not only do you pull through, but Spirit always gives you a little extra sugar on the top of what you've done. So the standing ovation and everything, the band were just completely in awe and shocked.
This is a new band that I've only rehearsed with twice. It was phenomenal.
Yeah.
But I couldn't relish in that long enough until I remembered that I had to have certain paperwork because I'm leaving here to go to America for a few weeks. And before you come back into Thailand, you need a Thailand pass, you need this, you need that. Fine. So Spirit said, you better get on a computer and see what the regulations are. Well, the regulations were that one of the things that I had to apply for, you had to do 7 business days. So guess who was a day behind? So I had to stress out because I had to stressed out because I've already purchased my airline ticket. So it was a whole bunch of stuff. So as I am on the computer trying to figure out, you like my computer simulation? So as I'm on the computer trying to figure this stuff out, guess what happens? We have a rainstorm that knocks our electricity out.
Out. I mean, the whole street, my condo, his condo, out. Darkness, candles, out. Yeah.
Well, you had candles? I have no candles.
I have the battery operated ones because I was teaching Reiki, so I still had them going.
So listen, no candles whatsoever. So the generators keep lights on in certain areas, and I found a plug there. So I said, okay, that's all right. I'm going to go downstairs where the lights are, plug my phone in. Okay, so I go downstairs. Guess what? When I went downstairs, the elevators went out. Generators went out. So now it was just horrible. So I couldn't do anything.
And you had 3% battery on your phone.
3% battery.
Of charging it when you were calling me.
Right. And then when I finally found some place to charge the phone, this one is on the phone with somebody for a half hour or more, and I can't get through. And I don't give a crap. Don't she know that her bestie is in dire straits and you on the phone? So it was horrible. It was horrible. So the good news is
Oh, that's from my street. Thanks,
Right.
Kat. This was so sweet. We went out and my whole soy had no lights. And these are my motorbike guys who were having their dinner with some candles. It was
Candlelight dinner.
candlelight.
Yeah,
I
come
thought it
on now.
was so sweet. Yeah,
Yeah.
very sweet, very cute.
Yeah. And I bet they had best friends with the candles. Anyway,
You have candles too.
I have
Batteries.
no batteries.
Yeah, you have the battery operated candles as well. You forgot. You have, and you have normal candles too. The best you got them for you, I think, as well, at some point.
No, some of them I have from when I first moved here.
Right, and then there's some from your birthday.
I forgot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, snap. Anyway, as everything actually turned out, I spoke to a travel agent who said I didn't need to worry about any of that stuff, and I can get all the paperwork that I need while I'm in America. So that was great.
Well, hold on a second.
Yes.
I dragged you out to have a beer and say, bump it, just leave everything, just let spirit take care of it. We have to just bring our vibration up and surrender. Remember, I kept saying we have to surrender, because we preach this when we're doing this on the show. So we're explaining a situation we're in that just couldn't have gotten any worse. And we sat there and had a beer. There was no internet, Wi-Fi in the restaurant.
Oh, wait a minute. Let me, and we're going to get into the show. I need to vent, and I can vent with you guys. So we finally decide she found a place around the corner that has beer, and I don't even drink beer. Give me liquor, but no beer. I don't drink beer. I don't like it, unless it's very, very hot outside. All right. So
you hurt yourself drinking too.
No, that's what I was going to say. So I have been going through it so much. I had 2 beers last night. And a half a pound a day later. I'm not happy about that. But anyway, so we go to this place. I'm like, oh, this is great because this place has internet, has electricity. Hold on, I can get some work done and figure out my Thailand pass stuff in the restaurant. Well, we get to the damn restaurant and guess what? No internet.
They're refurbishing the place. Their internet's gone.
Wait a minute. Then I gave the waitress, the server, who's PC now. I gave the server my telephone to plug in. Okay, great. I'm getting some charge. Debbie and I are talking maybe an hour in, and I asked for my phone so I can go do some stuff on my phone since there's no internet, but I have it on my phone. Guess what? Phone wasn't charging. She plugged it in the wrong way. I said, you know what? I can't. This is like, I absolutely cannot. So we get back to Debbie's condo. I talk to the travel agent, and she assures me there's nothing to worry about, blah, blah, blah. So now, and Debbie and I only live around the corner from each other. I could not take another step. I went and climbed in her bed.
Out.
I said, I can't do no more. So this morning when I woke up, I said to Deb, I don't think that I have anything to give you guys. I said, I don't know. I said, I'm just in my head and I just can't shape this. So I said to her, I need a pep talk. I need you to tell me why I got to get out of my head and why this is important. And you said,
Spirit always takes care of everything. I happened to have someone yesterday who came to do a Reiki exchange who happened to talk about this agent that was fast tracking all of her documentation to go to India. And then I had rung him about certain things to do with travel. So I went, hold on a second, look what Spirit brought to me. She's got an agent. Let's connect with her, which ended up solving the problem. So I said, Spirit had your back all along.
uh-huh.
So
I was in my own head the whole time and not.
So we need to show gratitude. We need to.
But that's why I'm here, because of gratitude.
Exactly.
That's why I came here, because
that was the pep talk.
Yeah, she gave me the pep talk. She gave me the pep talk, and I'm like, you know what, you're right. And then I immediately went into hi Jadana, and then I immediately went into a place of gratitude. Gracious because we have a platform to speak to you all, right? Gracious because I have this bestie. Gracious because I have Kat, our producer, and all of these things that people struggle for. Jadana said Debbie's such a voice of reason. Jadana, that's why they pay her the big bucks. But yeah, so I'm just good evening, Henry Louise. So I guess I said all that to say I have gratitude for you guys, definitely for you, just because the stress for the past 2 weeks actually has been insurmountable.
But what's interesting is the work that I do. I've been speaking to people around the world, and everybody seems to be having a lot of drama, a lot of weird things to deal with. It seems like the energy in general is just kind of very strange at the moment. So for those of you out there, I was saying to Norwood as well, I think the show could benefit everybody else out there.
And that's
too.
what you said.
Yeah, because people are going through a lot.
And
right now.
that is more so than anything other reason why I decided to do it, because of you guys, like for real.
Yeah.
Because But yeah. Hi, Queen Boss Lady. So I guess. Oh, and then the other thing is this. As you know, Henry Louise says, "Glad you call on that positive energy to get you through." Oh, without a doubt. Because here's the deal. Everything worked out, and I woke up in a positive place, but my well was dry. So because my intention on coming on here is to give, is to be inspiration and speak on things that I know that I've lived. But when I just exhaled last night, my tank was on empty, and I was like, "Ooh, I don't know if I have anything to give. I don't know if I have anything to contribute." You know, and this one is like, yeah, you do. You got people that, yeah, you do. And then I switched my stuff and said that it's really not really about me, you know?
Yeah, but it's just a reminder, because we're all human. We all have things. And honestly, it's been a month of internet dying.
Oh, I was gonna say, we segued from Mercury retrograde into this bull crap.
Yeah. And I kept saying to him, Mercury retrograde isn't finished, because it's been every day. It's been another challenge. So we've gotten to a point now where it's like, right, this is we've done all our positive thinking, we've done all our gratitude and focus, but now, like, we're human. And I said to Spirit last night, right, we've reached our limit. Please jump in there and take over, because I said to him, remember, you always say you're spoiled by the universe.
I am.
The universe is not going to let you down. It's got a perfect track record. And he said, yeah, but I'm human too. I'm really frustrated. And I said,
and that's what
okay.
it was, just frustration.
I'll hold the space for you.
Thing, and the thing is, it had gotten so bad that you either laugh about it or cry about it. I am literally saying, okay, I'm gonna beat this thing. I'm on my computer, gonna do this thing and figure it out. And then the electricity happened. I said, okay, nope, done.
Yeah, surrender, and then it worked out beautiful.
Yeah, and then it worked out beautiful. Hi, Linda. And then when we were putting the show together, as you know, we go by our 11 commandments, and the 11th, the third commandment is what our topic of the show today is, and the validation that I'm supposed to be doing this is that the third commandment is exactly one of the chapters in my book. I'm going to read a little bit about it today. So I was like, okay, God, I see.
But also, I thought it was Spirit having a bit of sense of humor, because this is the topic you love to talk about.
Oh, it was all those things.
You talk about it every day.
That's mind your damn business.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You.
All right. So Henry Louise says that explains the weird things that are happening. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Queen Boss Lady says, Norwood, everyone are too blessed to be stressed. Yes, we've got to keep each uplifted and inspired and encouraged, sending all light, love, light, peace, positive vibes. You need to come do this show, Queen Boss Lady. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Hi, Sean. The thing is, sometimes, for instance, I never question the fact or doubt the fact the Spirit will bring me through. But my human nature tries to figure out where the miracle is. It wouldn't be a miracle if there was an explanation for it, would there?
No, exactly.
Right. So yeah. So Kat, can we go to commercial and then we'll come back and read our commandments and then go into our topic? Is that all right? Kat said she didn't want to be on camera today because of her allergies. I'm telling y'all, Kat didn't want to say anyway, but she didn't want to come say hi. So Kat didn't want to come say hi to you guys today. I'm just letting you know. Now, Kat, what?
You suck.
You look so adorable. You're so adorable.
Hi, cutie cat.
FYI, if I'm wearing a hoodie, mostly this one, it basically means that my well is dry. Like, just.
Yep, I understand.
For now.
I understand.
We actually forgot the meditation minute. Just gonna put that out there.
Oh, right. Oh God, see,
we need that.
We need. Oh my God, see, I'm still on one.
It's okay.
So now we're gonna take our minute to meditate. We're gonna take our minute to meditate right now.
I'm sending energy to everybody out there today as well in our meditation minute.
And so am I.
Yes, we are.
We are. See, that's like leading the doggone song in the beginning.
Oh,
we are. Thank you, Kat. Jeez. Uh-oh.
Oh.
Hey,
Oh.
Kat, you didn't give us a ding. Ding. Sheesh. That felt really good
It felt
because neither of
amazing.
us had a chance to meditate this morning.
No.
So that was really good. All right. Can we read the commandments and then we'll go to commercial? All right. So the commandments for spiritual session Sundays are as such. Thou shalt strive to treat everyone equally and do unto others as you would have them do unto you.
Thou shalt strive to not judge.
Thou shalt mind one's own business and stay in their lane.
Thou shalt believe in oneself.
Thou shalt love oneself.
Thou shalt learn to realize one's own power.
Thou shalt respect others' beliefs.
Thou shalt be of service.
Thou shalt strive to be compassionate.
Thou shalt strive to be positive and a beacon of light and happiness.
Thou wilt not be disrespectful, nor tolerate disrespect from others. Nice, nice, nice. So, Kat, can we go to a quick commercial, and then we'll come back and deal with our third commandment?
The second time is so much better. Second time around, and I make it better than the first time. You know I really love you, and I paid for my mistakes. Yes, I did, girl. The more I try to hide my feelings, baby, this old heart gets in the way, and love won't let me wait. Second time around, girl, with me it's better than the first time. The second time around, let's do it one more time. Say it again. The second time around, all that I've been through, I'll do it again, just as long as I'm with you.
All right, we're back.
Mhm.
So, this topic is near and dear to my heart because if we practice this, your life, I guarantee, will be so much better. Now, it's hard. It's a hard thing to do. It's
Yeah.
easier said than
It
done.
really is.
And it is also our third commandment, which is, Kat, can you bring it up? Which is, thou shalt mind one's own business and stay in their lane. So, when I wrote my book, Getting Back to My Me, in 2010, 2011, this has always been my mantra, and it is basically why I live pretty decently and emotionally and spiritually, because I've learned to mind my business. I had to teach this one this because she is in a business where she's so consumed with everybody's stuff. Everybody's stuff will help others and guide others, but you're going to end up, she would have ended up being a cat lady and crazy. So the answer is to mind your own business. I'm going to read a little bit from my book. Shameless plug, right? Getting Back to My Me. So, and the chapter is called Stay in Your Lane, Receive What's Yours. So I'm just going to read little snippets. I am allowed to sparkle. You may wish not to. You are allowed to be conservative. I wish not to be. Learn to celebrate our differences and appreciate what we have in common. I find that as people, if we would stay in our lane and mind our own business, we would be in a world of peace and acceptance. If we would stay in our lane, although it's difficult, our stress levels would be almost nil. If you stayed in your lane and minded your own business, you wouldn't be confronted with other people's problems and all of the negativity that goes with it, whether from friends or family members. If we stayed in our lanes, we would not have abortion issues, same-sex marriage issues, religious issues, etc. I have my own strong beliefs and ideas. However, it is not my place or anyone else's to tell you how to live your life or what you should think and believe. If we would stay in our lanes, there would be nothing to fight about. Luke 6:31 says, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Hey, that's our first commandment. My father used to say, what you eat, don't make me fat. That means do you and live your own life because it won't affect mine. Again, stay in your lane because when you mind your own business, it gives you time to concentrate on yourself and make yourself better. Wow. Right?
Mm.
So, the only time this does not apply or that the waters get murky, depending on what the situation is if it's your children.
Yeah.
Your children and sometimes maybe your spouse. Sometimes, right? Because you say, "Oh, how am I going to deal with this? This person is going through this. This person is going through that." In reality, it's none of your business. Can definitely be your concern. So you can be concerned and you can be sympathetic, but you have to mind your business because a lot of the issues that you have at the end of the day really don't concern you. You know, and we get so caught up in trying to be heroes,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and be helpful, which is good, but it does nothing. There's nothing good for our benefit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? What are your thoughts?
Well, I learned a lot. I remember my Reiki master teacher saying to me a long time ago, learn to differentiate between the people who need help and the people who want help.
Uh-huh.
Only help the people who want it. And it sounds like a really obvious thing, but when you're in the caring profession and the healing profession, you just assume that everybody that's coming to you is actually wanting the help, but that actually is not the case. So it's a long story, but anyway, the point is that when you're helping people all the time that need the help, you're not minding your own business. You're going out of your way to try and fix or do something for another person because we're looking at their lives falling apart or that we're looking at a certain behavior that they're having. But it's a judgment at the end of the day. It's like I don't receive clients anymore who said, I want to make an appointment for my husband. I'll say, well, can you get your husband to make the appointment? Because it might be the wife going, he's a problem, I'm sending him to you. But it has to come from the person otherwise, right? It's not going to happen.
No, I totally agree. The only thing that I still think though, regarding what you just said, sometimes we are not the person to give the person who even needs help. That's not our job.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because this person needs my help. Sometimes it's not my job to give you what you need.
But it never is. It's only the people who want.
That's
help.
my point.
Mm-hmm.
So my point is, and like I said, it's a little difficult to do. But outside of your kids, you can't take on that baggage. You can't.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Because here, and this is why I say to you all the time, and I said to Kat, I don't want any more friends.
Mm-mm.
Right?
Mm.
Because with the responsibility of true friendship, and the only thing that separates that from family is blood, right? I take on everything. Like when you go through, or if you're crying, or if you're in pain, or if you're in need, that's mine too.
Vice versa.
And vice versa. So I'm gonna mind your business. Your business is my business. You ain't got no business.
But,
you see? So go ahead.
Oh no, the interesting thing is this is not about this does not mean when we say mind your business and stay in your lane that you turn a blind eye to things either, because
No.
we have to create healthy boundaries with people, and we have to let people know when they've stepped over those boundaries. But at the same time, so case in point, there's a friend of mine who called me today and he was very upset about something that somebody said and something that somebody did with a student of his. And I said to him, well, the first thing you're doing is getting really emotional and upset. And I understand that's a natural human reaction. But at the same time, what he has said is not true. So therefore, you need to mind your business and stay in your lane. But that being said, you need to let that person know they're intruding on what you're doing and create the boundary and then move away from it. Because you're reacting doesn't keep you staying conscious in the moment. You're in your head now and you're starting to get triggered, and there's starting to be all these other insecurities that are happening for you based on some lie that somebody else has said. And this is the issue you've reminded me of many times. Someone gossiping or someone telling a lie about me within the healing industry.
They ain't got nothing to do with you.
Exactly. And
that's
that's
their
the thing
business.
that he helped me really get over. I'm like, well, why is this person going out of their way to
Who
tell
cares?
blatant lies about
none
me?
of your business, though.
And he said, but that's none of your business. That's not who you are. And what I realized was it takes the focus away when you listen to start to worry about people gossip gossiping and lying about you, first of all, that's their karma. That's on them. Second of all, it takes you away from the importance of what you are doing. So it's about forgetting about what really is going on in the internal world for the most part, and taking ownership and responsibility for what's going on in your inner world.
Yeah, and the time that you are concerned about other stuff is taking the energy away
Right.
from you being better for
Right.
yourself and doing things that you need to handle in your own existence.
Yeah.
So is there anybody out here that's currently going through a situation? And then I'm going to tell you if you need to mind your business or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anybody who has any type of situation? Throw a situation at me, and I'm going to show you why it's none of your business outside of your children, because your children are you. Actually, they're just an extension of you. So their business is your business. But outside of that, man, not so much. You know.
I've actually had some clients recently come with some health issues going on in their jobs and their lives. And the reason is they're constantly doing for everybody else. They're forgetting about themselves. So I say the same thing to them. Mind your business, stay in your lane. You have no control over what other people do or say. The only thing you can control is how you respond and how you take responsibility for yours. And sometimes when we just move ourselves back and ground ourselves into dealing with our own stuff, that situation just falls into place. Isn't it interesting?
Yeah.
It either the person's removed from your life or they come back and apologize. But when we start working on how we're feeling, it really all comes from us. Nobody can make us feel a certain way.
Yeah, and you know,
nobody can.
You know, is ironic that just hit me in this moment. Other people's business is your business, isn't that odd? So it's really weird that you have to mind yours in the midst of that being your job, because other people's business. Right. Oh, poor baby.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Poor thing.
And also healers are a very easy target, because we're supposed to be, you shouldn't be wearing black, you should be wearing white. You're a
now
healer.
Here's the deal.
You know, there's
that's
so much
none of your business.
I know, but there's so much of that.
Oh, I know, but that's none of your business what they think about.
No,
that.
I don't care. Hello.
Right, boom. Yeah, so and I had to. Right, Henry Louise says, "What other people think of you is none of your business." Oh yeah, please.
It's like that old saying: the best way to piss your enemies off is to be truly happy and successful.
Right,
you know,
right.
It's the same thing.
And Queen Boss Lady says, staying in your lane brings you so much more self-love and peace and positive energy. Without a doubt. It is, there's so many things that happen a lot. When, like even last week, with one of my musicians, I gave them the time of rehearsal, and they gave me all the, well, I have to do this, and I have to, and I did that. Guess what? It's none of my business. This is the time rehearsal. Let's work it out.
Yeah.
So people think you're a jerk, but no, because if I'm sympathetic and mind everybody's business and try to fix stuff for everybody, I have nothing.
But also nothing happens. You get nothing done.
That's what I'm saying. I have nothing. It's a wrap. Just insight.
Thank you.
You see, so it's a slippery slope because it's hard. You know, when people call you and in our egos want to try to fix everything, but you have to put yourself in a place where you're putting yourself first.
Yeah, it's like, you know, when we're going through our emails and we're having to get rid of our junk mail and we're having to sift through it, it's a lot of time, it's a lot of energy going through all of that.
Right.
It really is when we're going through our thoughts, we can actually say to ourselves, you know what, this is junk mail. I don't need to open it because it's probably spam. Because you think of what spam does, it'll go in and create a virus. And our heads are like that. If we get fixated on one person talking nonsense about you and you fixate on that, you're losing all the people that are saying good things about you and people that appreciate you and people that love you. Why is it that we do that as humans? We focus on that one thing where someone's being negative or someone's being telling, mistrust, not mis, what do you call it? Telling lies, basically. Why do we focus on that and let ourselves be consumed and lose sleep and end up with cysts and cancer and all sorts of things?
Because it's our ego.
Right.
It's
ego. Crazy, though.
All right. So Jadonna says, how do you balance being there for someone and giving advice and staying in my lane? Oh, that is so great. That is so great. That is so great. Here's the deal. It's as simple as this, Jadonna. You let the person know that you're always there to support them, but you cannot fix the situation, right? So it's up to you to create the boundary for yourself. So you can, and this is what you pretty much say. This is how I think that you should handle it, and I'm going to leave it with you.
Right.
Because you got nothing else. because and then if they don't respect your boundary, then it's your fault if you let them surpass that boundary. So it's really, really easy. Um, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of a. I'm trying to think of a scenario we can create really quickly for Jadana.
Can I share something?
Yes, please.
I had
No.
I had a situation a really long time ago, again, when I was starting out in the Reiki, and I would ask my teacher lots and lots of things to learn. And there was this girl that put me in a very difficult situation with regard to drugs, where she went and did a drug deal in front of me, and I didn't know. We were going for some beers as far as I knew, and I was so devastated because I felt so betrayed that she could put me in that kind of danger. And at that time, there was the death penalty if you were caught with drugs on you. It wasn't just a fine and a slap on the hand like now. It was the death penalty. So it shook me up. And when I went to him in tears, he just got really mad at me. I said, "What are you getting mad at me for?" He said, "You're always trying to catch people when they fall." And I said, "But isn't that what we're supposed to do, is to help each other?" And he said, "You say it once, you say it twice, and you leave it. If they fall, let them fall, because they need to do that in order to learn. And you didn't have anybody catching you all the time. So every time you actually keep helping them, catching them when they fall, you're doing them a disservice, because they're not learning anything, because you're constantly there catching them." So what he was basically saying is, you're taking ownership and responsibility of their situation constantly, and then you end up putting yourself in a dangerous situation. Let her be. Give the advice you need to give, create certain boundaries, and stand back and watch what happens.
Yeah. So Jadana, it's not really see the stay. All right. So here's the deal: the staying in your lane is totally on you, because you're helping the other. You're helping the. All right. So here's the deal: my grandmother used to always say, "The beggar always resents the giver." Okay.
Yeah.
And in this case, the giver is the one who needs the advice, who needs the guidance, who needs whatever you have to offer. And that giver resents, believe it or not, the fact that they have to come to you for that.
Right.
Right.
And that's what happened with that girl. She did resent it. There was no appreciation. So she felt that she could put me in that situation.
Yeah, but here's the other side. The other side of it is not. It might not be necessarily that she thought she could put you in that situation. She didn't care about herself.
Right.
She didn't care about herself. So if I don't care about myself, I'm taking you along for the ride.
But I was helping her for like a year.
But yeah,
And then it was like,
yeah, but
wow.
yeah.
So that was the last time I needed to be told that. That was a massive wake-up call for me. And I see other clients coming and doing it and getting ailments because they're investing so much time and energy into helping another person that their own life goes.
Well, see, but here's the deal, and this is what I was saying a couple minutes ago. It is your business and it is your livelihood to go the extra mile. But those who are not healers, I don't give two shots. I don't try to pick you up twice, and nor do I try to pick you up at all. Because if outside of my words and my advice, outside of that 20 minutes, half hour, 4 hours, because I've saved many people from jumping off a bridge.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because that you know what I mean. That's who I am. But after that, there's nothing I can do. For instance, after I've given you everything from my heart, if within an hour, and then the next day I see that you're in that same place, there's nothing I can do. At this point, I have to mind my business, because then I'm doing myself a disservice. Henry Louise says, recognizing when platitudes can hide a sinister mind has been a lesson learned for me. Yeah, but you know, Henry Louise, there's something in your spirit, and I know you, so I know that you're sensitive to certain things. That's your fault. And I'm going to say, I just got it from the cuff. That's your fault because you saw sinister red flags. Your ego made you ignore them.
Mm-hmm.
Am I right or wrong? You knew something was a little fishy. You knew something was a little off. Our egos want to investigate the little off. And one of the biggest things that people always say, and Debbie will tell you that I live by it, well, people say, I give them the benefit of the doubt.
Mm-hmm.
And I say,
there's no benefit to doubt.
There's no benefit to doubting. When has having a doubt ever been a benefit? That goes along with staying in your lane.
Mm-hmm.
The benefit of the doubt. No, ma'am, sir. If you're doubting it, that's your spirit. That doubt is your red flag. That doubt is what no. So there is no benefit to a doubt in any way, form, or fashion. So maybe that's a good way to look at things as
Yeah, that's
well.
what happened with me. I had loads of red flags with that girl. It took her to do something to that extreme for me to go, okay, I'm no longer part of this situation, and I removed myself, and that was her gone from my life. But there were so many times that I kept jumping in and forgiving and going, oh, but she's at this, and making
That's when you're
excuses.
not minding your
That's
business.
my point. That's
That's
why I
when you're
told
not
that
minding your
story.
business.
She's my perfect example, and I always live and remember that, because that could have been very, very, very serious for me. I might not even be sitting here. So spirit was really kicking my butt that
Yeah.
time, and I'm like, okay, I'm awake, I'm listening,
Yeah.
because it scared me. And with most people that I work with, it's cancer or cysts or different things, and they've gone way too long having to, but I have to do this and I have to do it. No, you don't. You choose to do that because you're looking for validation, or you're feeling that it's ingrained upon you, but actually you don't. That's that other person's life.
Yeah, she and I fight all the time about that. Let me see. Here Louise says, you have extended a lifeline to me, Norwood, and I'm grateful for your truth to me. Yeah, I wasn't gonna mention that, Henry Louise, but yeah, Henry Louise was going through some stuff, and she was at her wit's end, and we did not know each other at all. But I felt her. I felt her spirit. I felt her energy. I felt her desperation, and we talked, and we took baby steps, and she listened, and here we are, back on the path. So, but for those who not necessarily are attention seekers, but those who don't want to do the work on their own, that's none of my business.
Mm-hmm.
And Debbie and I, not so much lately, but we used to fight all the time because she'd be so engrossed and so concerned with a lot of clients that I thought she was giving to, and it's not my business, that I thought that she was just too emotionally connected to. And I said, that's your ego trying to fix everything. Stop it. Mind your business. So I have to shake her every once in a while because it is her business. But people take advantage, like they said, well, isn't that what you're here for? No, I'm here to guide you. I'm here to give you direction. I am not God. I cannot fix it for you. I can give you the tools.
One of the biggest shifts, I mean, I've been good for the last 2 years pretty much, but the
Yes.
first year I met you, you were kind of kicking my butt about it. But one of the slides that I made, which you're not kind of told as a healer that you can do, but is very necessary to be the best that you can be, because then you're not involved in all that mess, is to just say to someone, well, look, my life is really happy. I live, eat, and breathe this, and I love, 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 love my life. And I'm passing this on to you. You've got free will. You can use it or not. My life's great, i.e., I'm not taking the responsibility of you not following that advice anymore. But in the past, I would be overly concerned whether that person did it or not, because people would come along and go, here's my problem, you fix it. Literally, physically, verbally saying, this is my problem, now go fix it. Wave your magic wand, go out and do your magic. I'm like, well, hold on a second. This is your issue for your growth and your journey for you to learn. I have my own.
Right, and I'm not Mr. Fix It.
No.
Hi, Dina. Hey, Kat, can you put the last comment up? Because I wanted to address it. Miss you, Dina. All right, that's really true. We ignore red flags all the time. Yes, and Jadani, you know what that is? That's our ego. And ego is not always a bad thing. We have to put it in our egos in proper perspective. We always try to fix stuff. That is not our responsibility. It is our responsibility to be the best us and to be of service to people. But that does, Robin says, peeking in the door. Well, peek in the door, Robin, and sit your backside down and get some knowledge up in here. We're minding our business today. So with that being said, we have to listen, our intuition is the God in us.
Yes.
Our intuition is the God in us. That is God speaking to us.
Yeah.
That feeling, you say, oh, I had the feeling. No, you didn't have the feeling. God in spirit was talking to you directly. So every time, think of it like this. Every time you don't listen to that feeling, you are choosing to ignore God, and you are choosing to ignore spirit. That intuition is a gift. You know how they say mother's intuition, how a mother always knows? Because she got that direct line. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And women have it. Hi, Brooks. Been a long time. Brooks says, hi, Debbie and Norwood. I find that most people really only want a sounding board. They already know the answers they need to heed. They just want to be validated, want to hear what they want to hear, and not to hear not what they need to stop doing.
Yep.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. But here's the deal. There are some people who only want sounding boards, Brooks, but there are also people who want sounding boards and they want it to be fixed.
Yeah.
And our egos, because we kind of know what we would do in our life, we naturally give them that advice and this, that, and the other, and we try to fix it. Listen, sounding boards are great, and sounding boards would be great for us if that's all we were, but we take it to another level, right?
Mm-hmm.
And people know me. Unless it's a dire situation, and unless it's fun and positive, you got to fix that on your own.
Yeah.
That I'm not the healer. You know what I mean?
No, but what I do now is I create boundaries with my clients because I have a much better understanding, because I've had my journey of growth as well as a healer and a person. So I've made mistakes in the past, which I learned a lot by, and then I can share that with my clients. But for example, if someone's coming for a hypnotherapy session, I always point out to them, the outcome is not on me, it's on you and your intent to let this go. I will be your guide during this. And the strength of your intent is the strength of the outcome, because that's actually the truth. And they actually respect that more. And you end up starting to have different kinds of clients coming. As you shift your understanding, you have people that really want to do the work. So it's a great feeling, because you just see everybody texting every day with great results. But that would, in the past, it would have been, you fix it, here's my problem. And of course, being trained in a certain way as a healer, we feel that we have to. So I had to readjust my understanding of being the facilitator of someone else's healing.
Facilitator.
Because that's all. You cannot change someone who does not want to change. Jesus Christ could come down here and open his hands and nothing would happen to that person, because you are given free will. If you do not want to change, you won't.
See, that's why, and that is why I admire what you do, because what you do. Debbie's a healer, by the way. We're going to talk about her website and whatever in a minute. But what you do is a gift, right? I have an issue with people who go online and this new life coach thing, right? Because
they're like McDonald's popping up everywhere.
They're like life coaches whose own lives are in disarray and who are crazy. So I get people all the time who ask me, oh, they have seen the shows on, how much do you charge? How much do I charge for what? For life coaching. I'm not no coach. Now I can direct you how to get your own stuff for sure. But I'm not going to take that responsibility or claim that title.
But I will understand why people ask that of you, because you have coached yourself through life and learned from so many experiences yourself. And we're both on a journey of expanding ourselves, growing ourselves, and learning a lot while we're on this journey. And so when other people hear you share your story, they're going to automatically assume you are a coach because of the wisdom you've gained.
Okay, touche. However, I'm not, like Kat says, everyone and their second cousin is a life coach now.
Yep, and a Reiki therapist. Everybody's a Reiki therapist as well.
Exactly. So I'm not going to disservice those who have gifts and those who are sincere and knowledgeable about book knowledge and life, to call myself that. You understand what I'm saying? So which will also give me the opportunity to mind my business.
Yeah, but here's the deal.
Shit,
the difference between you and a lot of people is you've done the work.
Yes.
You work, and you're still doing it. You know that none of us are perfect. We're all works in progress. But for the most part, the majority of work you've done on yourself means you can speak a certain way that people can feel the difference. And this is when you go to a life coach or you go to a healer, if you will feel if the person's authentically speaking from their own experience and they've done the work, or someone is just going to start reading stuff scripted that they learned on a course.
Right. Yeah, and that's my point. How can you take a 3-month course to coach someone's life? You know what I mean? Because everyone's story is different. Every scenario is different. So how can you straight across the board, you want the responsibility to coach someone's life? I think it's bull crap, and I don't want to be a part of it.
Well, there are people, I mean, everybody has to learn to be a coach in the first place, and they study. And if someone's doing 3 months of coaching, and I know people that have, before they receive their certificate, they've got to have 100 whatever's done online or in person with somebody and a certain amount of criteria. Like the people that I know when I studied NLP, you have to study for almost a year and have these certificates of over 100 sessions before you're given a certain like high coach certificate. So people like that are being monitored and doing all of that. But someone who's studying from a book with no interaction with someone, no. Online.
I agree. I will agree to disagree on that because, and then I'm not talking about healers. I'm not talking about that. Healers is a whole different situation.
Mm.
But you cannot. No one will ever convince me that a life coach who's gone online for however many months, no matter what they're reading about, is capable of coaching someone who has been through traumatic situations, from abuse, to addiction. I can read a book and I can hold on, Jadonna, keep that right there. Who have gone through abuse, addictions, poverty, horrible, horrible situations. Yes, I can tell you what I read in the book. Oh yeah, keep your faith, keep positive. That's not coaching.
No, but I'm agreeing with you. What the people I was talking about are people that are studying here, but they go online, building up over 100 people that they've had to do coaching on before they even receive their certificate. But they're studying in a seminar here. I've seen them do it. That's how else are you going to become a life coach at any level? You can't just say I've experience here, I'm a life coach.
No.
Those people have studied and been monitored and given a certain amount of exercises to do with people and have the feedback from it, and having another head coach online with them, watching them. That's what I'm saying. So people like that are gaining experience with someone monitoring them and having class seminars like I did. My NLPM is triple certified. I didn't learn that online. I did it in person. Therefore, my certificate is valid because
that's fine.
That's what I'm agreeing.
But that's what I open by saying you don't count. But these folks, all right, it's just like, for instance, hey Dad, I want to marry Jadonna and somebody, so I'm gonna go online and get my certificate to be a minister, so I can marry them.
Right, but you can.
But you can. I can do it in 24 hours.
I know three people
I can do it in 24
that got a certificate for a minister.
And my point is, it's a novelty now, and that's dangerous. Kat says the term life coach is tainted now. Just makes me shudder. Exactly. Can we go back to Jadonna's thing? People often do it to stroke their own egos and not to truly try to help others. Bingo, bingo, bingo. Bingo, bingo, bingo. So my thing is, when I take for instance, like I said earlier, Henry was excluded. I've heard perfect strangers who at their wits' end says, I'm getting ready to jump off. What I can do is, from a place of being there, from a place of what my journey is or was, I know that there's something that I can say that's going to resonate, that maybe not jump. May not change your mind immediately, but it'll slow the process to start thinking about yourself and reevaluate and know what your value is and move from there. You know what I mean? And I know somebody that's that I'm friendly with, who has now in the past, I guess, month, decided to call themselves a life coach because they probably had some success in changing somebody's mind. I don't know what it is, but I just have a problem with that, and it's not people minding their business. Why do you find it necessary to do that? It just.
I had a lady years and years ago when I started out in the healing industry, and she was sent to me by my hairdressers, and they found out later on, they said, well, if anyone's going to help her, it's going to be you. I said, please don't send those kinds of people to me again. So this woman came in and she was devastated because her husband had gone off with some other younger girl, usual scenario. He'd had a heart attack and he had obviously decided his second lease of life and went off. And while I'm doing the reading on her, I'm starting to pick up all these things going, but I see that he was with other women on a regular basis and you knew about it. She said, yeah. She said, but I didn't mind. It's like, ladies of the night and whatever. So that's kind of fine. I'm like,
wait.
Yeah.
Wait, no, I need you to rewind it.
Yeah.
She didn't mind what?
Him with prostitutes.
Okay, she has an issue, but go ahead.
But listen, this is going to be the kicker. This is going to be the perfect example of what we're talking about.
Okay.
So I said to her, okay. And she said, well, it doesn't mean anything. It's just, it's just sex. And I said, okay. And then I'm going further into the reading and I see when they're dating, he was cheating on her and she knew about it.
Oh, okay.
So I said, okay, I'm a little bit confused here because I'm just doing the reading and I'm seeing you knew all along. You knew. And she said, yeah, I did. And I said, so you married somebody knowing that he was a serial cheater and you're now crying because he's actually in love with somebody. He's met somebody else. How many years later? You've got two teenage children that you're now poisoning against him, but you took the you have to take the responsibility of, you knew what you were getting into, you knew what you were marrying. So I'm a little bit frustrated with her anyway. And I said, this is about the money he's spending on her, that you feel that that's your money. She kind of said, well, yeah, but is he coming back? I said, no, he's not coming back to you. He's long gone. He's had his heart attack. He's had his new lease of life. He's moved in with this girl. No, he's not. You need to now move on with your life and do the necessary healing. So I'm sitting there and I'm looking and I said, hold on a second. In your job, I see you sitting opposite people, like couples. I said, what's your job? She said, I'm a psychiatrist. I said, what's your specialty? She said, couples counseling.
Yeah.
I showed her the door.
Yeah.
I was so furious.
Well, here's the deal with that, Ed. Here's the deal with that. The issue with that whole situation of him, going back to minding your business, he was who he was from the very beginning. From the very beginning. So in terms of who he was, there was no shame in his game.
No.
You did not care about yourself enough.
Right. Which is
and you were willing to do whatever you wanted to do to be married.
Right.
He didn't do nothing wrong in the sense of just putting any wool in the eyes. He was authentically who he was. So it was your client's problem from jump.
But this was what I explained to her. I said, the lack of healing you've done in yourself. And I said, how are you able to counsel other couples that are having problems when you're not able to manage yours at home?
No,
and that was just
that's yeah.
But the problem is, I've met lots of people who've said they've also done coaching on people that are like that, and there's a lot of people going into psychiatry and psychology that have their own issues, and they're trying to heal themselves by healing other people.
No, because you're using other people as guinea pigs to
exactly.
No, man, that's bull crap.
There's a lot of it.
No, still bullshit. Excuse. Oh, I'm sorry, spiritual sessions. Kat says exactly. He told you who he was, but you had to play I can save him card.
Right.
Listen, two things. You can't be Captain Save a Hoe. There's just not going to happen. You cannot be Captain Save a Hoe. Henry Louise says psychiatrists very often are broken themselves.
Right.
Well, here's the deal. Here's the deal, though. The best psychiatrists, the best life coaches are those who have been broken.
Right.
They are the best ones because they are the ones who can write the books and tell the stories. Those are the best ones. The ones who have been broken.
And have pulled themselves out of it.
Yeah, who have pulled themselves out of it or can still be going through the journey of growth, as we all should grow every day.
We all are,
so Robin is funny. Robin said, let me read it like this. A lot of them just be in other people's business, just plain nosy. They only do it under the guise of a life coach because it's easier to gain access to you. Yep, you're right, Robin. You're absolutely right. So getting back to the topic before we go, Kat says, also make sure your shrink, make sure your shrink has a shrink. Yep.
Yeah.
I got mine.
Well, wasn't it Freud who actually said when he was teaching, he said that you had to go at least once a year to another psychoanalyst as a psychoanalyst because you're taking on so much of
stuff.
People. But Freud never did. And that the part was a kicker for me. And it was in the book about him. He was doing that work, taking cocaine, saying it was a panacea for all ills, and he was not going to anybody else for his own issues either. So it's very interesting.
It's a slippery slope, really but ego is what it is, because sometimes when you have ego, you have answers, ego in the wrong sense. You have answers for everybody else's stuff and don't apply it to yourself. That's a lot of times. That's what ego is.
Well, I always say to people when I feel like I'm kind of skidding off track and I'm kind of like getting into something that's really bothering me. I have the bestie who's that voice of reason for me. And I always say to people, you only need one person that's gone through something, that has healed that thing, and has the wisdom to back it up as the person that you go to for the advice or just to remind you who you are and what you are. You always say that to me. Remember who you are and whose you are. Yeah. And it always just helps pull me back.
Yep.
Yeah.
So let me say this to you guys as a perfect mind your business scenario. The old money, can you loan me? Can you help me? Can you do? If it ain't your child or somebody that you love, that's not your business. So even if you have it in the bank, if you're not willing to just give it and let it be gone, when you mind somebody else's business and it doesn't come back to you, then it creates a whole bunch of layers of unnecessary discomfort. So I said that very nicely,
You
didn't I?
did.
Didn't I say that
You
very
did.
nicely?
But
Mother.
it also creates an interesting karmic
Oh
thing
yeah.
as well when people, you
But
know, the
deal,
situation
but
I
the
just
deal,
went through.
yeah, but the deal is, if you mind your business and say, I'm not comfortable with that, and there's nothing wrong.
Yeah.
You have to get over the
Discomfort.
the discomfort or the desire to be liked by everybody and want everyone to not have an issue with you saying no. You got to get over that. You got to get over that. There's a whole bunch of power in no. So if somebody asks you to lend them money, I'm not in a position to do that. And if you are in a position, just say, I'm going to give it to you and you don't have to pay it back. Then there's no expectation.
Right, because it's a weird energy.
It's a
when
weird
they don't
energy.
pay you back and you have to
Oh no,
chase them.
yeah, and then that shows the lack of respect that they actually had for you from jump, you know, and how they're willing to say anything
Yeah.
because they're desperate,
Yeah.
which is none of your business. See where I'm going here? So learn how to mind your business. Learn how to stay in your lane. It looks like our time is almost up. Kat, can we have one more commercial and then we'll come back, read little comments, tie it up, and wish everybody well for the next week.
Barnes Music City Soul Food, Nashville's premier soul food experience. Barbecue, fried or baked chicken, oxtails, turkey wings, meatloaf, chicken wings, pork or turkey chops, rotisserie chicken, fried fish, mac and cheese, greens and yams, an assortment of vegetables for the vegan in you, cakes and pies. Outdoor dining available. Barnes Music City Soul Food, Knowlesville Road and Old Hickory Boulevard. Call 615-429-7836 or barnesmusiccitysoulfood.com.
So before we leave, are there any other comments, any other scenarios, any other situations that we should talk about? Robin Key says, my grandmama always says, if you can't afford to give them the money, don't lend it. That's
Yeah.
right. That's a form of minding your business.
Yeah.
That is
I learned the hard way.
That's haven't we all? $100,000 later. Hi, Shari. Hope you enjoyed the show today. That felt good. All right, so thank you everybody for hanging out with us for another spiritual session Sundays. I needed it. I needed you guys today. Thank you so much. Deb?
Yeah, thank you everybody. If you're going through a hard time right now and things are being challenging, just remember to breathe, bring yourself back into the moment. This too shall pass. Don't allow other people to steal your energy. Mind your business, stay in your lane and focus on solution and gratitude, and you will come at the other end.
Yeah, or steal your joy.
Yeah, I love that. You are a thief of joy.
That do not let them steal your joy. If you're in that place of gratitude
Yeah.
and happy and all of that, stay there and hold on to that like you're fighting for dear life. And it's almost like, all right, I have one more thing to say. So let me address Robin first. Robin, if you look at the bottom of the screen, that's how you contact Debbie. www.debbietrey.com. She's an amazing healer, psychic medium. She's a real deal too, and coach. That's Debbie's information. www.debbietrey.com. So here's Debbie. It just hit me. What is my mantra for living a life of minding your own business? What type of life should you live?
Masturbatory.
Masturbatory life. Okay, I'm sorry. We're going to be here for 10 more minutes. You have to live this type of life in order to mind one's own business. One must live a masturbatory life. That is masturbation without the sex. It is mental and emotional masturbation. Now, you say, what is that?
What is that?
Right. All right. So you say, what is that?
What is that?
Well, I'm glad you asked. Mental masturbation is this. Much like the sexual connotation of masturbation, take yourself to what it takes to do that. That requires staying in your lane. That requires laser focus, ergo fantasy. That requires it being so laser focused that you let nothing on the outside, whether it's traffic, whether it's a telephone ringing, whether it's music, you let nothing interfere with your desire to climax, to have your best moment, right? So in your everyday life, you must live masturbatorily. You must put yourself in a place, in a mindset, in a heart set where you're not going to let anything, you're not going to let anything stop you from living your best life, stop you from living a climatic life, because you're living your life masturbatorily with laser focus to get that climax, with laser focus to be happy. So when you're living that way, you're minding your own business. Wasn't that good?
That was beautiful.
And Jadonna says, I agree, but the word, that's the only thing that's the quickest way that I can explain it and that everybody can relate to. You know you masturbate.
And here's the thing as well, though, when you're doing that, your energy, your light is going to be very bright. Trust and know those boundaries need to be put in place, because those who are needing that light are going to flock like flies to, like a moth to a flame, basically.
Moth to a flame,
Burn
by
by
the
the
fire. Yes, Robin says it takes, my father used to say this, takes half time to mind your business and another half to leave others alone. Yes, so going back to what I was talking about, and it might throw you off, but take sex out of your equation. Live your life and you go, hey, nothing's going to happen today. It's going to take me off of my game. Nothing's going to happen today. It's going to steal my joy. So that comes with when you learn how to mind your business and keep your laser focus, right?
Let's put it this way. If you speak to people who have cancer, they don't let other people get to them anymore, because their focus is on getting well. So they change their diet, they do yoga, they practice meditation, they're looking for remedies, vitamins, things that their body's lacking. And I always say to people, they don't allow any of that nonsense that's going outside anymore. They're very, very focused on getting well. So I always say to people, why do we wait till we get something like cancer or an ailment to get rid of all the toxic people, get rid, and focus? Why does something like that need to happen?
Yeah, and that's a Henry Louise says, I think the word is perfect. Yeah. Here's the deal.
Henry Louise, you would.
Here's the deal. Here's the deal. Regarding what you said with people who have cancer, excuse me, your clients are coming to you because they believe in spirituality and things of that from jump. So you can tell them that. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people who have cancer, loads of people, especially in the Black community, who depend on organized religion and how they deal with their ailments. So what ends up happening is they're not taught to meditate. They're just taught to pray. So as we know, prayer is asking God for things. Meditation is thanking Him for it, right? So they're taught to yes, Robin, yes. In a way, yes, having tunnel vision. Yes, because you keep that tunnel and you don't let that other stuff. But let me finish this real quick, Robin, and I'll get back to you. Unfortunately, your clients are coming to you because they believe in that. So there's a whole demographic of people who don't believe in, which is weird, the spirituality basis of things. So the very things that actually needs to be removed to focus on your cancer, like meditation and yoga and the things you're talking about, they're surrounded by toxic people who are, well, you got to do that chemo, and who are actually making them situations worse. You see? So what happens is the cancer is a very slippery slope, because homeopathy. Does your mother know you're a homeopath?
Oh my God.
Okay.
Homeopathy.
That is
That's like an illness. Homeopathy. Do you have homeopathy?
Do you? So homeopathy, right? Oh, yeah. I did it.
Bam.
Homeopathy is great, but it also requires the meditation. It also
Yeah,
requires
it's
a
a
whole
lot.
bunch of stuff.
Yes, I know.
And unfortunately, there's a whole bunch of people who don't rely or believe or have access to or the thought of that. You know what I mean? So you're blessed in a world where when people come to you with these diseases, you can guide them through. I just feel really, really bad for those people who don't have the thought, the mindset, or the access to it. You
Mm.
know? Can we go back to Robin's doggone it, Robin. I said I was gonna be out of here in an hour and I can't because I have to answer these questions. Come on, Rob. Can show me Robin's okay. Are we saying that you should have a tunnel vision? Yes. In terms of your happiness being the what's at stake.
Yeah, I have an issue with the whole tunnel vision thing because I don't really feel that it is that either. Because here's an extreme. When I was growing up in Dublin, I still remember a girl that was raped
Yeah.
at 6 o'clock in the evening.
Yeah.
Around a place where there's loads of shopping malls,
Yeah.
streets with shops.
Yeah.
There was no way in hell that nobody saw it going on, but
Yeah.
people mind their business and stayed in their lane. So there's an extreme of having tunnel vision and just blocking everything
Yeah,
out.
but
So-
unfortunately, I still say mind your business and stay in your lane. I would go home, I would call, I would do whatever, but I'm not getting involved in that because that's going to mess with my psyche. That's why I said it's a hard thing to do and it's a slippery slope. So we disagree to disagree. We agree to disagree on this. I definitely would be on the phone saying that this is going on or whatever, but am I jumping into it? Absolutely.
Oh no, we're not talking about putting your own self in danger, but we're talking about people just walking on pretending they don't see it, doing nothing.
That's not tunnel vision, honey. That's not tunnel vision. When I say tunnel vision, that means, and I think Robin is saying that too, blocking everything. I'm not talking about somebody else's life being in danger or this, that, and the other. That's two different situations. But in terms of staying laser focused and not letting the outside influences affect your life, definitely tunnel vision. Definitely tunnel vision, without a doubt, in my opinion. She may have a different one. If you're talking about someone's life being in danger, certainly you have to be involved on some level. However, I'm not getting in now. If somebody's being raped, it might just be my instinct. That's when you know when your instinct. My instinct might, who knows? But I'm not. I'm no. Nope. 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 If I'm called on to be a witness or something because I witnessed it, yep, without a doubt. But I'm just reading this. Thou shalt mind once. Oh, that's cat. That down there. So yeah, so yeah, Robin. I think that what Debbie was saying, definitely, if something like that is going down, then of course there's a certain level of involvement that has to happen. But generally, tunnel vision, and it is okay to be selfish. It is that selfish is not a bad thing, not all the time. So it is okay to put yourself first. This is you got one life.
I call it being self-full.
Self-full. Oh, that's fancy. Being now.
Because selfish has such a negative connotation that our belief system or the way we're all programmed, it's hard for to consider ourselves selfish when you consider yourself self-full, which is basically living a life that honors you, protects you, you're minding your own business, staying in your own lane.
Right.
It's not about being selfish to other people. It's about taking care of you. So it's got a different focus. It's got a different perspective to it.
So would that mean you're full of yourself? I'm only playing.
You're full of your soul.
Oh, that's good. Jadana says laser focused on your own inner happiness and life success.
Yes.
Exactly.
That's
masturbatory.
Celebratory.
Right. Robin says, I understand both sides, but I meant in terms of staying focused on me and what I'm trying to do. Yes, and that's what I mean. Stay totally laser focused. Stay totally in that masturbatory state when the phone rings, and if you're meditating, nope, you don't hear it. Whatever it takes for you to allow yourself to be the one who at the end of the day reaches that climax. You can't let anything. You can't let anything. If the neighbor down the street needs some milk, tell her she need to try to get the other neighbor. Not your issue. You know.
Yeah, I mean, apart from the month that has been really weird from Mercury retrograde and everything else, we are constantly celebrating. We are constantly having good news come in. We are constantly laughing, joking, having great stories to share. So this is kind of weird since the 3 years we've known each other that we've had a month like this at all.
Woo!
It's been really weird, and it's both of us having it. It's not just you on your own. You'll ring me and say my internet's down, so is mine, or you know, lights going out, so is mine, or having situation with someone. I'll have a different situation with a different person, and other people I've spoken to are going through the same. So it's just been a very interesting.
But you know what, and we're gonna leave after this. But you know, within all the past 6 weeks that we've been going through stuff. Our stuff is, and compared to what other people's stuff really is, and so that this is why I'm glad that we have this platform, because it makes us look within ourselves and why we are so grateful. We're grateful for you as well, because like I said earlier, I called Deb on the phone. I said I need a pep talk because I don't know that I have anything to give today, because I was on E, not from a place of not being grateful, very grateful, but I just didn't think I had something to give.
Wow, and look at you.
And look at me, just giving. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
I'm giving. So yeah, so in terms of living your life, just see what you can do for yourself a little extra, because you deserve it.
Yep.
This week, just see,
treat yourself like your own best friend.
Take yourself out for dinner by yourself, and just do something extra for you. And even though other people may think it's crazy, create something crazy and just do it because it's crazy.
He sends flowers to himself.
Sure do.
With love notes on it.
Sure do.
I think that's fantastic.
Yep.
And then you act surprised when they arrive.
Yep.
Right? Who said, oh, look at the cards.
So do something crazy. Oh my God. Robin said, oh my, it looks like an orb just came into the screen.
That wouldn't be a first.
Listen, Robin, probably. I just saw one too. Because in all of our stuff, there's orbs, like my performances, when people take videos, there's orbs all over. It's crazy. So we'll discuss orbs next week. Kat, make a note of that, Kat. So we'll do our commandment and orbs next week. Oh, that's going to be great. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Debbie, tell people thank you.
Thank you guys so much for coming today and allowing us to have this platform to share.
Yes.
It means the world. And hopefully what we have said has really resonated with somebody who might be going through their own time. And this has kind of been what's going to pull them through it. Because that's the point of it, isn't it?
Yes. And you know what I want to leave you with?
What's that?
Masturbate
every day. Oh my God.
Every day. Here. I'm not talking about the other thing, Debbie. Masturbate. Masturbate.
You love that word.
I do, just because.
You really love it.
I do. Because it has another meaning, so I don't feel like, it's like, it's empowering. Masturbate.
Oh my God.
Bye, everybody.
You're going to do your day.
Am I going to do it? Oh, wait, my mantra. Thank you. Your day is designed. Your day is designed in perfection. And anything that goes against that perfection is a trap. Don't fall for it.
Up in the morning and out to school. The teacher is teaching the golden rule. American history and practical math. You study them hard and hoping to pass. Working your fingers right down to the bone. And the guy behind you won't leave you alone.
Pieces of a Dream and Norwood.
We've been friends for a long time. He's crazy.
Just Norwood.
What is a new dog? Oh, Cat is here. Hi, Cat.
show, guys. I
Thank
did
you.
not
That was
stop
fun.
sneezing the entire time.
Oh,
Really?
bless.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
bless
should have heard
bless.
me. I just stopped like 10 minutes ago. Even Bay came in and was like, "Are you okay?" Like, I'm okay.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Why are we lagging on spiritual sessions? Is that internet?
Like I'm lagging.
Yeah, like, and even when we're speaking, it's like a second behind.
I can't see it on my side.
Well, that's
Might
good. I
need
guess
to
that's all that
reboot your
matters.
internet. I was watching on YouTube, so it like
So-
the recording wise, it's not